What's up everyone, Clayton here, and today we're back with another Skyrim build. Today's build is called the Undead Assassin. This build was suggested by Peter Panda, who left a comment on the Betrayer build with an idea, and it was being a build focused on necromancy. But this build is a little bit different, and that is a sneaking type character that uses sneak and daggers for backstab. So yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do today. So thank you Peter Panda for the comment, and thank you guys for watching the videos. It's really cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and go into the build. Anyways, the Undead Assassin is a Bosmer, or a Wood Elf. He was a assassin for the Altmer Dominion, which is the unified forces of Valenwood, Somerset Isles, and parts of elsewhere. And the Thalmor is the governing body of the Altmer Dominion. It's all confusing, but I'm not going to really go into that right now. But yeah, the Altmer Dominion, he would take missions for them to assassinate targets they wanted, gone, not around anymore, if you catch my drift. Anyways, that's what he would do. He would do missions for them, killing high up targets that they didn't want around anymore. But he heard about one of the many purges that the Altmer Dominion, or the Thalmor, did in Valenwood, where they killed the Wood Elves. This kind of relates to the quest in Skyrim, where Melbourne talks about the same thing, about the purges in Skyrim that the Altmer, or purges in Valenwood that the Altmer Dominion does on the Bosmer. Once the Undead Assassin heard about these, he decided to rebel against the Altmer Dominion. Since he knows a lot about the group itself, he decided to attack some high-up members and killed a couple of the high-up members before he was taken down by a very powerful battle mage who used lightning magic to kill him. This kind of charred his body, turned his hair white, made him blind, so when the necromancer who brought him back to life, his hair is white, he is pretty much blind, he can't see, and he uses alteration magic to kind of see with detect life, but we'll get into that later. The person who resurrected him was Altmer, who heard about his escapades against the Altmer Dominion after he heard about the purges, and decided to teach him about necromancy and to pretty much give him another life to fight the Thalmor. He told him to go to Skyrim, where the Thalmor are trying to get a foothold, and try to disrupt them there, and then as they can go back towards Altmer, back to Somerset Isles, to kind of overthrow them there. Yeah, so that was a lot of backstory. I'm trying to do more backstory, but hopefully that was important, or pretty good. And yeah, pretty much what it is for it is that you were an Altmer Dominion assassin. You heard about all the bad things they've done. You decided to go against them. You got killed by a lightning guy. A necromancer revived you, told you about all the necromancy stuff, but you're still blind because the lightning messed up your eyes, turned your hair white, and the whole thing. I think it adds a lot of background information to it, and so hopefully you guys enjoy that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the build. For the main skills you're going to be using is Conjuration, Alteration, One-Handed, Light Armor, and Sneak. For Conjuration, you want to make sure you get Twin Souls, so you can have two reanimated zombies around you. Kind of how this build is going to work is that you're going to have, you're going to be sneaking around, and the zombies or the undead that you raise are going to be fighting, and you can kind of sneak around the fights and get backstabs, which still count as long as you are still in sneak, and that way you can get backstab bonuses, and your zombies will actually be fighting people, so it's easier to sneak because the people aren't actively looking for you. Like I said, we're going to have Alteration, since kind of the role-playing aspect is that your character is blind or can't see very well because of the lightning. It kind of charred his, if you get struck by lightning, you're not going to have a really good time. So he went blind or very close to being blind, so he uses Alteration magic as Detect Dead and Detect Life to be able to see enemies that are around him, so he can, hide and get backstabs on them. And for one-handed, you're going to be using Elven Daggers, because that's what you would use as an Elven Assassin to kill your enemies, as well as Elven Swords that you'll be using if you ever get caught and you need to slice your way out of a problem. And Sneak, of course, you're an Assassin, you need Sneak. Make sure to get Assassin Blades, so you get 15 times backstab bonus, really good. And Light Armor, because you'll be using Light Armor. So yeah, I've talked about the gameplay. You're going to be an assassin who uses Conjuration. It's kind of a little bit weird to play, but it's pretty fun. Pretty much what you have to do is you raise your zombies, and they fight, and you can kind of go about and do your own thing. You don't have to worry about the people. You can loot for a while, and then if your zombies die or they're still fighting, you can sneak up behind the people, backstab them. And if you're having trouble like finding your enemies, like you come to a certain area and they keep killing you, you don't know how to get around them, you can use the detect life spells to see where everyone is, so you can kind of set up a game plan on how to take out the enemies. And yeah, so I haven't really talked about the weapons or armor. Or I talked about the weapons a little bit, but not the armor. What I use is the elven light armor that you can get in the game. It looks pretty good, and it makes sense for the role playing that you're an elven warrior. And for the headpiece, I either use the executioner hood, which is a cloth item. It kind of says, well, he's undead, he doesn't want to show his face, he's ashamed, or the shrouded hood. The one thing is that the shrouded hood is light armor, but the executioner hood is not. So if you have any light armor bonuses where you need 5 pieces, it will not work with executioner's hood. So just keep that in mind if you're playing this build, that you might want to have a 5th piece of light armor and not the hood. But the hood looks really cool and kind of gives it more of the role playing that he's undead. He doesn't really care. Maybe he's embarrassed of how he looks. He doesn't want people to know he's undead. But yeah. And for shouts, marked for dead is pretty good, or marks for death I think is what it's called, where you shout and it kind of drains their life force. And become ethereal is pretty good as well. Since you're undead, you can become ethereal, maybe go hide again and sneak. That way you can get back into the fight and take out some people. I don't think I've left anything out. Oh, the standing stones. The lover stone might work out pretty well because you could be using magic skills, warrior skills, and thief skills to increase those as fast as you can. But yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to leave comments down below of what you want to see in the next video, or any improvements you want to see in these videos. I tried to do more backstory since I've had some comments saying to do more backstory, but that'll also make the videos a little bit longer, so that's kind of just what's going to happen if I add more backstory. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to check out these 2 videos here, and yep, make sure to leave your comments down below. And this is Clayton, signing out.